Greetings everyone. Welcome to my channel Inside Accountancy by Shakun, Accounting Made Easy. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. It really motivates me to put more and more and more content for you all. After I complete all the chapters that are relevant for your course, I will be making some more videos about the tips that can be used for you all. So please like, share and subscribe. Today, we'll be talking about Bills of Exchange, which is chapter 16 from your book. In this video, we'll be talking about a little about the Bills of Exchange meaning, the treatment of the Bills of Exchange, and special reference to sending the bill to the bank for collection, the accounting treatment for that. So, meaning of bills of exchange, I have already explained the meaning of bills of exchange in detail in my previous videos. I'll just give a brush up that a bill of exchange is a instrument which acknowledges the debt by it is made by the drawer on the drawee. Okay, so the person who's selling the goods, that is the drawer, he makes the bills of exchange on the drawee, that is the purchaser of the goods. Okay, so that he can make the payment after a specified date is over. So it is a valid documentary evidence which can be served in the court of law also. I have explained bills of exchange in detail in the previous video along with examples, and I've also talked about the uses. So kindly click on the I button for more details. If we talk about the uses of bills of exchange, I have already explained in my previous videos about retention of the bill, discounting the bill with the bank, endorsement of the bill along with examples. Again, you can click on the I button if you want to, learn about any of these three. Today in this video, we'll be talking about sending the bill to the bank for collection. That what is the accounting treatment of sending the bill to the bank for collection. So this is the example which I always explain to you, that A has sold goods of rupees 1000 to B and payable after a period of 3 months. A drafts a document, B accepts it, it becomes bills of exchange, therefore bills receivable for A and bills payable for B. So this is the example which I already always explain. Now A will receive the payment after a period of 3 months. So what A can do is, see, obviously A will have a bank, right? So what A can do is, A can give the bills receivable to the bank. Please note that this is not discounting of the bill. This is one of the service that is performed by the bank, that A might have other bills receivables also, maybe from some other people, accepted by some other people. So A can send all. A is not discounting it. A is only sending the bills receivables to the bank, and bank as a part of its service will be collecting the bills receivable on their date of maturity. So as and when the date of maturity for a particular bills of receivable will be there, so bank will credit the account of the drawer, right? So this is one of the service that is performed by the bank, where the drawer, he sends the bill to the bank, and not only this bill and many other bills which the drawer might have can be sent to the bank, and the bank will collect them as and when their date of maturity will come. Okay, so this is not discounting the bill, this is sending the bill to the bank for collection. Okay, so there is a difference between discounting and sending the bill to the bank for collection. In discounting, the bank pays the money on the same date. For example, if the date of the bill was 1st Jan, and on 1st Jan only the drawer discounts it with the bank, so on 1st Jan only the drawer will get the money. But here in this case, when you send it to the bank for collection, the drawer is not going to get the money on 1st Jan, but the drawer's bank account will be credited only after a period of 3 months when the due date comes. Now let's talk about the accounting treatment in case of sending the bill to the bank for collection. We need to prepare journal entries in the books of the drawer as well as in the books of the drawee. For reference, I have taken A and B as per the example that I just explained to you. So now let's talk about the journal entries. So the first entry, if that transaction is mentioned in the question would be for sale and purchase. In the books of drawer, we'll pass the entry for sales, and in the books of drawee, we'll pass the entry for purchases. Goods are coming in, so purchase account is debited in this case, and goods are going out in case of drawer, so sales account is credited. In the books of the drawer, that is A, B is the debtor, therefore he is debited, and A is the creditor, therefore he is credited. Moving on, the next we talk about drawing of the bill. As I already explained you, no journal entry is passed in case of drawing of the bill. But when the bill is accepted, then we have to pass the entry for bills receivable and bills payable. Bills receivable is an asset, therefore it is debited, and bills payable is a liability, therefore it is credited. Also, you need to understand, which I explain in every video, that when the bill receivable is created, this new asset is created. Basically, our debtor is converted into bills receivable. So debtor account ceases to exist because earlier B was debited, now B is credited. So B's account ceases to exist in the books and a new asset, that is bills receivable, is created. Similarly, in the books of drawee, A, the creditor, earlier was credited, now it is debited, which means the creditor ceases to exist and a new liability, that is bills payable, is created. Then we talk about the treatment of the bill. Now the bill is not discounted, not endorsed, but it is sent to the bank for collection. So our journal entry would be bill sent for collection account DR to bills receivable. Now bill is going out, so therefore bills receivable is credited. Now bills receivable account also ceases to exist. A new account is made, that is bill sent for collection account. Okay, so whenever the due date will come, bank is going to credit this account. Okay, so we have created a new account, that is sent for collection. So all our respective bills of exchanges, they can be put in this account, and as and when their due dates come, they can be credited. Now whatever the drawer is doing with the bill, discounting it, endorsing it, sending the bill to the bank for collection, or retaining it, the drawee is not concerned, therefore no entry will be passed in the drawee's books. The next entry would be when the bill is met on maturity. So what happens, since the bill has been sent to the bank for collection, so now the bank is going to put the money in our account. So since the money is coming into our account, therefore bank account will be debited. In our books, bank account will be debited, and the bill sent for collection, the account that we created, that account is now credited. We had debited a new account, we had created a new account, we were sending all our bills there. So now that account will be credited because this account will be closed because the money has been received, and bank account will be debited. In the books of drawee, the same entry will be passed, that is bills payable being a liability is debited because it is being paid now, and to cash or bank, so the same entry. Now let's take an example. A 2 months bill for 60,000 is drawn by B. 2 months bill has been drawn. Drawn by whom? Drawn by B. So who is B? B is the drawer of the bill. And accepted by C. So who is C? C is the drawee, right? So the bill is drawn by B on C for rupees 60,000 and the period is 2 months. Payable at the Bank of India. B gives the bill to their banker for collection. Now, since B was the drawer, so he sent the bill to the bank for collection, and on the due date, the bill is honored. The bill is honored means the bill is met on the date of maturity. Okay, so what entries will be passed in the books of B and C? Now, so let's solve this question. In this question, again, we have to prepare the journal entries in the books of drawer as well as in the books of the drawee. The drawer in this case was B and the drawee was C. The first entry, sale or purchase, is not given in the question. So we are not going to pass that entry. Drawing of the bill, also no entry. So the first entry would be for acceptance of the bill, and for the acceptance of the bill we pass this entry where bills receivable account is debited and C's account is credited. Bills receivable being an asset is debited and C is credited because our debtor was converted into bills receivable. C is our debtor, but now C is credited and converted into bills receivable. Similarly, in the books of the drawee, we need to pass the entry for bills payable. So B being the creditor, B is the creditor who must have been credited at the time of the purchase entry. Now we are debiting because we are converting B into bills payable, which is a new liability. Okay, so bills payable and bills receivable, that entry is done. Then what happens, that B sends the bill to the bank for collection. So since the bill is sent for collection, what will happen? Bill sent for collection, a new account will be created, debited with rupees 60,000. This new account has been created, and bills receivable is going out, so bills receivable account is credited. Now whether the drawer retains the bill or endorses it or discounts it or sends to the bank for collection, there will be no entry correspondingly in the books of the drawee, that is C. So no entry will be passed. Then in the question it was written that the bill is honored on the due date. Honored on the due date, as I told you, means that it is met on the date of maturity. The dates were not given in the question. I have just randomly taken some dates here, that let's assume the bill was made on May 1 and sent to the bank for collection also on May 1. Then our due date would be in May 1. We need to add 2 months, because the date of the bill was 2 months, plus we need to add 3 days of grace, right? So our date of maturity would be July 4. So on July 4, what happens is the bill is met. So our bank account is debited since we are receiving the money, and the account that we earlier credited, earlier debited, bill sent for collection, is now credited, because that account is now done and over with, because it was created only for the purpose of, receiving that bills receivable on the date of maturity. And when it is actually received, then this account is credited and bank account is debited. In the books of the drawee, we may pass the same entry as we pass in every case, that is, the bills payable being a payment of a liability is debited and cash in bank is credited. So only these entries will be passed in the books of the drawer and the drawee. Please note again, sending the bill to the bank for collection, it does not mean discounting of the bill. It is not discounting of the bill. We are only utilizing the service performed by the bank by sending it to the bank, and the bank will collect our bills of exchange for us as and when their due date comes. So it is not only for one bill of exchange, we can do it for all our bills of exchange that we have. So in this video, we have talked about the meaning of bills of exchange, the various uses, but in special reference to, we have talked about the accounting treatment of sending the bill to the bank for collection with the help of an example. I hope the concepts were clear to you. If you have any questions, you can contact me on my email ID, and you can also leave a comment in the comment section below. I try my best to revert as soon as possible. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me, and it will help the videos to reach to those who may be in need during this pandemic when the schools are shut. So thank you so much. This is Inside Accountancy by Shakun signing off. Thank you.